remember this game, right? This is last year's AFC Championship, where the Houston Texans beat the Miami Dolphins 41-20. It helped lead Houston to the Super Bowl, which unfortunately they lost, and Miami was denied a repeat bid. You remember, they were our Season 1 winner. So, why am I bringing this up, you ask? Fast forward to Week 11, and sure enough, the same two teams are facing each other again. Yeah, one team has clearly revenge on its mind. The other team, well, if we're being honest, is just looking to survive at this point. But nevertheless, it should be a good one here. Ladies and gentlemen, we're running it back not once but twice. Not only are we running back last season's AFC Championship, but we're also kind of running back a concept from last week too. It's AFC South leader versus AFC East leader again, only with two different participants. It's the Houston Texans and the Miami Dolphins, here on another exciting week of Strat-O-Matic football! Oh boy! Oh man, here we go again. Howdy folks, Morgoth the Barbarian here. Welcome to week 11 of our Strat-O-Matic playthrough. It's time for an AFC Championship rematch, as the Houston Texans, sitting at 5-4 and leading the AFC South at the moment, are facing the 6-3 Miami Dolphins, who are facing leading the AFC East at the moment. This is indeed a rematch of last season's AFC title game, where Houston won 41-20, pulling away from the Dolphins late into the fourth, thanks to a pick six and just general shenanigans. Well, let's fast forward to week now, and sure enough, the same two teams find themselves in the schedule again. This is also a rewind of last week's concept when the Bills and Titans did this. However, the participants have changed a little bit. Houston right now has the same record as Tennessee, but thanks to a tiebreaker shenanigan, have taken the AFC South lead from the Titans. Somehow Tennessee goes from being seeded to, at this very moment, out of the playoff picture, because apparently Pittsburgh needs to be in this because of their obligations to be a 9-8 playoff team. I don't make the rules. I'm just obligated to follow whatever sorcery comes out of Pittsburgh. Okay, we all know that's going to happen, but I digress. Ironically enough, because of said Bills' loss, the Dolphins, by virtue of beating Carolina last week, reclaimed the AFC East lead, albeit it's because they have one fewer loss than the Bills, with the same amount of wins. And thus, here we are. Same concept, two different teams. I guess we're swapping venues. Now it's the AFC East team's turn to host rather than the AFC South. But you know what? Why not do this again? And I guess the question is, will Houston be able to repeat their magic from last week's season and beat Miami again? If it means any consolation to them, the AFC last week when we had this same matchup, the AFC South team dropped 41 on the AFC East team in a half, before then proceeding to take the entire rest of the game off. I'm not sure why they did that, but I digress. You can go look at the footage from last week to see what the heck happened. Or will the Dolphins get their revenge and keep their division lead? Well, one of those two things has got to happen, so we'll find out which one. And no, it's not the obvious one. Even though if I had it my way, I'd be making sure the Dolphins won 69-0. Okay, that's not as nice as it sounds, but you get the idea. Anyways, enough of me talking here. We should probably recap the footage from last week, including how both these teams got here. So with that being said, roll that beautiful footage. Although I've been told there's been some edits to the off-camera rolling formula that would cause some wackiness, but I do that at the halfway point of each season, so... Anyways, let's just get to that footage, and I will get this bad boy set up here, so... Do it! Okay, good stuff as always. So, as fate would have it, Miami gets the green, which is close enough to aqua, I guess. Texans are in red, which meets their colors, or half of it. This time, unlike last season, this game is being played in Miami, so Houston now gets to call it. They're going to call odds. Would you look at that? They get odds, and they tell Miami to take the ball in the first half. They'll get it on half number 2. So Houston will kick it off, and we are underway. Let's get this rematch started, shall we? And we're going to start with Miami returning it from 9 yards deep in their own end zone. The number 2 back is going to get whatever it said. Okay, Miami, you are not doing really good. They started at the 1. I'm not even joking. They only got 10 yards in that kickoff return, and they start at the 1. Oh, this is not good. Okay. Miami starting lineup here. There's no injuries to report, by the way, as of right now at least. Tua Tagovailoa is the quarterback. Jalen Waddle is at the split. By the way, this is Miami's season debut, I should point out. But we've seen this lineup before. I'm actually going to deploy Jeff Wilson as the halfback only because I don't trust Raheem Mostert to really get any yardage here. Yeah, I got to be careful on what back I choose right out of the gate because this could get a little interesting. I'm actually going to go with Mostert for right now. Actually, Jeff Wilson will start for right now. I'll bring in 2 tight ends. That's Durham Smythe has to be the tight end. Mike Gesicki will be the main tight end. You'll see him, but he's the blocking back for now. Tyreek Hill is the flanker. And it's 1st and 10 right out of the gate. Oh, this is not good. All right. Let's see what happens. 6 on a line buck. No gain for Jeff Wilson. Okay. Whew. At least he didn't lose yards. Meanwhile, it's still 2nd and 10 here. Let's see. 5 on a flat. And that is going to go for 7 yards to Mike Gesicki. Okay, Dolphins did manage to get out of their own end zone. Whew. For a split second. That would have been funny if we ended up with a safety right out of the gate. That would have been on brand for these playthroughs, but alas, no dice there. All right, well, and what else is also on brand is me not being able to type Gesicki's name correctly. Okay, 3rd and 3 after that. $12 on a flat. Now it's a 4-yard gain if it holds. It's actually not going to because the Texans jumped off sides, so that's an automatic 1st down. Okay, we'll take the 5 yards instead of the 4. Raheem Mostert is now into the game, so he's back. I'm sending Smythe away. I'm also bringing in Alec Ingold as the fullback for right now, and it's going to be 1st and 10. Eight on an off tackle, and Mostert's first carry is going to go for 9. All right, I forgot the Texans' run defense is crummy. All right, 2nd and 1. The Texans will miss this short pass. 11 and a short. And it goes to Tyreek for 11 yards. First down. So Tua completes one to Tyreek Hill, and he gets the first down. All right. 1st and 10. 5 and an off tackle. Uh-oh. We already have a fumble roll. 2 4 through 4 or 12. No, but will this 2-yard loss hold? Yes, it will. So Mostert gets backed up 2 yards. No fumble. But that could have been a lot worse. 2nd down, and the Texans missed this end run for some reason. 6. That's a short gain. Mostert has that on his card. It's not a guaranteed first down, but unless you get 18 yards on it, then it is. Never mind. First down for Mostert. So he picks up 18 on that end run. Okay, 1st and 10. 7. And Mostert's going the wrong way. He loses 2. 2nd down. The Texans see this end run coming because they're not going to get fooled by it again. 4. That end run does go for 9, but Dolphins are still 3 yards short, obviously. Says Mostert picks up 9 here. That brings up 3rd and 3. Texans will stay in the run, thinking another one's coming for some weird reason. It's 11 yards as a result if this holds. But of course not. There's probably a holding penalty. Yep, holding against the Dolphins. Back up 10 yards. That now brings us to 3rd and what appears to be 13, right? Yeah, 3rd and 13. Okay, now the Texans' pass defense is coming in. 8 on a short. And it's incomplete. Tua was looking for Waddle and couldn't find him. And that's probably going to be it. Yeah, it's a turnover run. It's going to bring out the punter. Morstead punts at 45 yards. It's all the way to the 9. Returned for a gain of... Well, that number 1 back. And Desmond King will call for the fair catch right then and there. Okay. Sometimes I know that 3s and 11s on special team rules can be troubling, but in this case it's 11 that's the trouble. All right, good job by Houston to put a... Well, actually, Miami kind of stopped that drive on their own. Yeah, they got out of their own end zone, but then, of course, the holding penalty because we can't have anything nice around here. So that is what it is. All right, we saw Houston all the way back in week 3 when they played the Chiefs and lost by a field goal. So here's their starting lineup once again. Davis Mills is the quarterback. Brandon Cooks is playing split. They're going to start off with 2 tight ends, so O.J. Howard gets to be the starting tight end. Jordan Atkins is the blocking back tight end for right now, but we'll see him. Damian Pierce is running the football. Nico Collins is the flanker, and they're going to start with a 1st and 10 here by passing it right out of the gate. 10 on a flat. And that's a 5-yard completion to start us off to Nico Collins. Let me get that in. All right. 2nd and 5. They do... Actually, they're going to guess on the pass. Nope, they missed this too. Oh. Was an off-tackle run. Womp, womp. And it goes for 4. Damian Pierce is still a yard shy, but 3rd and 1 is quite manageable. 3rd and 1. This also gets missed. 9 on a line buck. 2 yards, and that's enough for a first. Okay. First down from Damian Pierce. Howard is out of the game. In comes Chris Moore. And it's 1st and 10. And this will get missed again. Dolphins are going to get fooled thinking it's a pass. 7 on an off tackle. That goes for 3 for Pierce. 2nd and 7. 4 on a flat. 2 through 12, it's a pick. Hey, we had half of each here, but it's an incompletion. Sorry, we have to have both of each. You can't just do half of it. Nice try. Intended for Jordan Atkins, by the way. 3rd and 7. $11 on a short. Oh, God. The Texans better hope this is an 11 or a 12, or this is going to be an interception, or that penalty works. And it's picked! At least for right now, it is. All right, what's the return? Okay, it's not a touchdown, but what's this penalty, maybe? Nothing! So the interception counts. And Miami returns it all the way to the 18. Oh, no. Oh, okay, we're already off to a bad start. Davis Mills, you just threw a very, 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 very costly interception. Because instead of throwing it to Nico Collins, which was his intended receiver, you ended up throwing it to Xavier Howard. Don't worry, he's not. So that ensures he will not retire after getting torched by Puka Nacua. Okay, cool. We'll take it. Oh, man. Okay, don't worry. Puka Nacua is not in this game anyway, so. But yeah, the Dolphins get it pick off the Davis Mills, and they have absolutely good, are in scoring position already. Very nice. So the Texans screwed up on their first possession, and now the Dolphins are usually set to make them pay here. So normally this would be the part where I'd say, roll that beautiful footage afterwards to the next highlight. But we're already here, so hey, why not? This is a rarity here. We don't usually go right into the second drive, but here we are. Okay. We'll get to those highlights after this. 1st and 10 from the Texans 18. They're going to miss this run somehow. 7 on an off tackle. That's a 3-yard gain for Mostert. Oop. 2nd down here. And 7. This actually gets missed as they think run. 11 on a flat. Incomplete. Intended for Cedric Wilson. So that brings up a 3rd and 7 here. Pass defense for the Texans. Okay. Oh, that's a mess. Okay. Bad news and worse news. Well, actually, good news, bad news, worse news. Good news, Tyreek Hill does catch it. Bad news, he's a yard short of the touchdown, so no score. Worse news, I have to roll an injury for the Dolphins because I got all 3s. So who on Miami is getting out of here? It's probably, I think it's an off. This 3s are okay. 2 for a while. And whoever is in the fullback spot, you're done for the game, kind of. So that's Cedric Wilson. What quarter does he come back in, if at all? Never mind, he's done for the game, but nothing further out. So we will not be seeing Cedric Wilson the rest of the game. He is done. And it doesn't matter anyways. I'm going to bring in 2 tight ends in this situation here. It is 1st and goal to go right from the 1. After the injury timeout there. Okay. 7 on a linebacker. And there it is. Touchdown. Raheem Mostert finishes the drive from a yard out to make the Texans pay for their blunder. Hey, you gotta do it. Gotta do it. Jason Sanders adds the extra point, and the Dolphins start off with the opening lead here. And that Davis Mills interception turns out to be very costly in the end. And then the Dolphins cash it in for points on a 1-yard TD run from Raheem Mostert, and it's 7-0 Dolphins. All right. Yeah, Texans, please don't do that again, okay? Especially that deep in your own end zone. We really could have done without that. So there we go. Dolphins take the opening lead. And now we can roll that beautiful footage, unless it involves Davis Mills throwing another pick or some other turnover. In which case, it's the chaotic footage, and that's just as good. You can tell I'm all for this sort of thing, so. All right, let's just get on with it. 5 and an off tackle. It's only 2 for 4, 11 or 12. Well, there's your 4. And it's a fumble! And I believe, yes, the Dolphins pick it up. Oh, Dameon Pierce, you fool. Yeah, you were 1 yard away from me making a highlight. Instead, now you just made one for all the wrong reasons. Oh, I can never roll this. They have a shot at return. Evans. Yes! I don't think that's a touchdown. Oh, God! So someone on the Dolphins gets it. They pick it up, start to run it back, and get to the 43, and it's another fumble! And the freaking Texans plop on the darn thing. What the hell? Oh, God. Okay. Oh, so Dameon Pierce lost a fumble. And then someone on the Texans forced a fumble, too. What the hell? I'll start with the Dolphins and try to figure out the damage from this. Bradley Chubb forces the fumble. But who was responsible for fumbling that way in the first place? Zach Sealer. So what happened is Zach Sealer picked it up, started running with it, and then someone on the Texans must have punched it out on him. Oh, man. Let's try to figure this one out. I'm going to say that Davis Mills hilariously managed to force the fumble. So I'm going 1 through 6 here. And Jordan Atkins had the wherewithal to plop on it. A very bizarre offensive double turnover there. What the hell just happened? It's a 22-yard loss overall, but the long story short is Houston gets a fresh set of downs. But we really could have done without that shenanigan. So Miami, you had it, and then I don't know what Zach Sealer was thinking there. But then, of course, they end up coughing the ball right back. By the way, I'm rolling the interception table for fumble turns, and it tells me to do that. So, yep, that just happened, folks. That just happened. You know what? I did say there was going to be shenanigans, but not like that. That was just all sorts of wrong. All right, long story short, Texans keep the ball at the 43. Actually, hold on for 1 minute. This might be second down and 32. Give me 1 minute.
What the hell was that?
Okay, upon further review of the rules, it turns out it actually is 1st and 10 for the Texans. So that's even worse for the Dolphins there. No, not even a 2nd and 32. Oh, well. Well, we'll see if the Texans can take advantage of this in just a minute, or if they're going to do it all over again. I think Rex Burkhead's going to come in either way, because that was just stupid. All right. Houston, stop turning the ball over. This is not funny. Long story short, so let's just get on with it before any more stupidity breaks out. Oy vey. Texans will check the pass but miss the run. 5 and an off tackle. 2 for 3 or 12. This is a problem. It's a 3, so it's a fumble! And the Texans get it! Oh, no. Now it's Miami's turn. Hold on. I'm going to roll for the penalty. You know what? Play it out first and foremost. I'll do the penalty last just for the heck of it. No return. And, of course, the penalty is on the Dolphins. So none of this really matters unless it's an offsides. Okay, so it was a holding penalty against the Dolphins. It's declined. First down, Texans at the Dolphin 31. Oh, what a stupid way to end the first quarter there. As now it's the Dolphins' turn to turn the ball over. Dang it, Raheem Mostert puts the ball on the ground, and the Texans get it. Who forced that fumble? Roy Lopez. I have no idea who you are, but congratulations on forcing that. And I have no idea how to pronounce this, so I'm just going to say Okoronkwo. Whoever you are, congratulations. You just got yourself a nice fumble recovery. So there you go. Houston, both teams had somehow 2 turnovers in the first quarter, which we just exited, by the way. And it has been an absolute messy game as a result thereof. Oh, man. 7-0 as both teams are just turning the ball over at hilarious rates to end that first quarter. I don't know what to say other than, can you please, both teams just please stop this? It's not funny. Oh, boy. Oh, boy. Well, Houston's in scoring position here now, which is how Miami got their touchdown, if you recall, off the interception. So now we'll see if Houston can do the same thing or if they're going to squander this, because why not? But yeah, that was a absolute insane first quarter that I did not ask for. But hopefully you guys enjoyed it, or not. Especially the double fumble. That was just comedy at its best. So anyways, we're going to enter the second quarter, and we'll see if that comedy continues or if we'll actually get a good game here. Houston, you've got a chance to score. Do something with it. Okay? All right. 1st and 10 for the Texans. Burkhead is still in the game. Dolphins are actually going to think pass and miss this. And, well, it's not going to matter. They don't allow anything. So Burkhead gets nothing. It's now 2nd and 10. 3 and a flat. And it goes for 24 yards to Chris Moore. Okay. So it turns out Houston did do something with it. Well, would you look at that? Nice little 24-yard gain from Chris Moore, who makes his first catch of the game. We're staring at a 1st and goal here at the 7. Dolphins missed this. 9 on a flat. To the receiver, to Jordan Akins, with a penalty slapped in here, too. What's the penalty? Does it nullify this? No, it does not, because the Dolphins were offsides, but even they couldn't stop this touchdown! Yeah, you guys were offsides, but somehow you still couldn't stop Jordan Akins from catching a 7-yard TD pass. Brilliant. By the way, penalty is obviously declined. Cure Firebeam is automatic unless I roll an X, which I don't, and that is good. Okay. And there you go, folks. The Texans did, in fact, tie the game up. So now it's the Dolphins' turn to pay for their turnover sins. And they cap it off with a Davis Mills 7-yard TD pass to Jordan Akins. And we've got a tie ball game because of that turnover. Okay, good to know. That's going to be one of those games where if you make mistakes, the other team will just simply capitalize on it. Oh, boy. All right. Well, you know what, Texans? Good job. You've made up for what you did last time. So, 13:45 left in this second quarter. We got a tie ball game, and, well, brace yourselves. This is just going to keep going nuts, I suspect. Oh, boy. All right, Dolphins have made it into the red zone, mostly thanks to Houston penalties, of all things. I mean, Tyreek Hill has helped too, but it's been mostly Houston penalties, including on a long pass. There was PI. I suppose if you can't screw up one way, there's always another way to do it. Anyways, 1st and goal to go from the 7. Houston will miss this pass, this line buck run. 9, I do see the potential penalty. 4 if it holds. Yeah, that is going to hold, so Raheem Mostert gets to the 3. 2nd and goal. Houston sees this run coming. 6 on an off tackle. Too bad they can't stop it because it goes for a 3-yard touchdown. Raheem Mostert once again with his 2nd TD run of the game. And, oh, the extra point's no good. Unless it isn't. Okay, no good. So, of course, Jason Sanders has to shank the extra point. Ouch. Well, hopefully that does not come back to haunt the Dolphins. But nevertheless, they get another Raheem Mostert run. And after some Houston mistakes on defense, Miami takes the lead 13-7. Okay. So this game is quickly turning into the mistake game there as Houston's committing penalties, Miami's shanking extra points. Oh, we've got it all this game. Jeez, what isn't happening? That's my next question here. So, all right, Houston has 5:45 to respond to that. They do get the ball to start the second half, so maybe if they do this correctly, they can double up. But we'll see what happens. So I'll either meet you either with the 2-minute warning or whatever dumb thing happens next, because why not? All right, we have reached a 2-minute warning and a 3rd and 1. Texans had a little bit of a scare there. 3rd and 2, excuse me. Texans had a little bit of a scare there. They actually fumbled, but thankfully they recovered their own fumble. Good going, Dameon Pierce. But regardless, they still have it at the Dolphin 23. It's a 3rd and 2 here. Got a slight decision to make. All right. Let's pass it, and the Dolphins do see it coming. All right, 3rd and 2. Let's see, 10 on a flat. Yep, and it's a 1st down as Brandon Cooks gets 5. Okay, so it'll be 1st and 10 from the 18. No timeouts are used. Everybody's got their timeouts, by the way. Hold on, I think I screwed that up. You did. Okay, 1 second. Okay. 1st and 10. This will get missed. 4 and a flat. And Burkhead has 8. Okay. He is down to the 10. Second and 2. This also gets missed, surprisingly. 7 on a flat. Ooh, does this penalty mean anything? It does not, so it's a touchdown! Dolphins get fooled on the play-action pass, and it's instead a 10-yard strike to Jordan Atkins. And that, I believe, is his 2nd touchdown catch of the game, and it is. Ooh, boy, 2 weeks in a row, tight ends have been doing work. All right, unless this is an X, Houston will take the lead, and they do. And look, and yeah, because of that, now that mixed extra point actually does mean something. So there you go, Houston with a nice proper drive, and it results in a 10-yard TD pass from Davis Mills to Jordan Atkins. And with 1:22 remaining, Houston takes a 1-point lead. Nice. There we go. Nice proper drive there that almost got spoiled by a fumble. But hey, we'll take it, okay? Almost doesn't count unless it's horseshoes and hand grenades. So, nice try. All right. Let us fumble this dice. Never mind. Okay, we're fine. Miami's getting it from the 25. Now I'm fumbling that thing. All right, I'm such a tease sometimes. All right, 122. Dolphins got all their timeouts. It should be noted that Houston does get the ball to start the second half, so Miami might want to think about this a little bit. All right. It'll be 1st and 10 from the 25. Houston's actually going to play pass, so Miami's going to think they're going to get a 3-end run here. Okay, 1st and 10. Oh, that's bad. Uh-oh. 2 through 6, and you basically just overfought this. You did. And it's instead a fumble! And Houston gets it! Oh, yikes! Yikes! Is it returnable? Maybe. Evens. Uh-oh. Just don't fumble it, Houston. Okay, never mind. I don't think that's going anywhere. No, it's not going anywhere anyways. Guy tried to pick it up and run with it. Didn't work, but Houston still gets the ball at the Dolphin 22. Oh, dear. Oh, dear. Raheem Mostert, what have you done? Yeah, they definitely overfought that call for sure as Mostert loses his second fumble of the game. Oh, that one's going to be very costly now, isn't it? Yeah. Roy Lopez forces that fumble, and I'm going to say he gets it right back. That's the second time Roy Lopez has forced a fumble. They really got to stop testing him. That man knows what to do, whoever he is. But yeah, that is the second forced fumble of the game for him, and the second time Mostert has lost a fumble. And Houston, oh my goodness. You have 1:15 to score. This is actually really good news for them all around. Remember, they get the ball to start the second half, so they got a shot here. All right, 1st and 10 from the 22 of the Dolphins. Burke, wait a minute, stop. I meant to put in Pierce, so we're going to pretend like that roll didn't happen, and we're going to re-roll it. My bad. Oh, same thing and same result, a yard. Okay. Do the Dolphins use a timeout? The Texans certainly aren't. No, they don't. And yeah, we're just going to keep rolling on that. All right. 2nd down and 9. This will get missed. 3 on a flat. Oh, it doesn't matter, because guess what Jordan Akins has again? His 3rd touchdown! Oh my God, Miami cannot cover Jordan Akins at all. He is dominating them. How about a triple? A hat trick for Mr. Akins. Wow. Extra point is good, and the Texans take advantage of the Dolphins' mistake to push their lead up to 21-13 with I don't think I adjusted this, but they're 40. Yeah, oh yes I did. Okay, the 52 seconds remaining. Oh, so the fumble goes off. By the way, that pass would have gone for 24, but Atkins clearly needed 21 to reach the end zone. They are just not covering the tight end, which sounds about right for my team. They don't do that at all. And it's now Houston that's starting to run away with this as they've put up 21 this quarter. What the heck is going on? All right, Miami will have 52 seconds to do something with this if they can. All right, touchback. They'll get it to 25. Once again, they have all their timeouts here. But they have 52 seconds on the clock, so I imagine they'll probably try something. Yeah, no more running with Mostert for right now, please. We're going to bring in Jeff Wilson, even though he's not really a better pass catcher, but I'll keep him in for right now. Where's Waddle at? There he is. All right, 1st and 10 here. We're going to try to throw it this time. We've got 52 seconds to do something. 9 and a short. To the receiver, to Waddle. He gets 16 to start us off. Okay. Dolphins use one of their timeouts right out of the gate. That's their first. Okay, 1st and 10 again. Now from the 41. 5 and a short. We have to go to that card. 11 for Tyreek, and he's down to the 48. Dolphins use another timeout. That's their second. All right, we're going to do the 1st and 10 again, only this time we're doing flat passes to go out of bounds, or at least that's the hope. To Hill. And he'll get just 3, but he does stop the clock, so that's kind of the key thing here. Within 2 minutes, if you go out of bounds, throw a flat pass to go out of bounds, you stop the clock. That's the rule. All right. How about a 2nd down here in 7? 7 and a flat. It's a short gain if it were to hold the Gesicki. He's got 11, but that play will not happen because false start. Nope. Go back 5 yards, Miami. Oh, that's not gonna help. Okay, 2nd and now 12. 4 on a short. Tua's running? What the? Oh, this ain't good. Don't do anything silly. Tua has 8, but what's the penalty? Nothing. Okay, so Tua has 8. The problem is that stops the that keeps the clock going. I mean, at least nothing bad happened there, but my goodness. Okay, 3rd and 4. Wait, 3rd and 4 at the moment. I got kind of a decision to make. All right, yeah, we'll do that. All right, 3rd and 4. Actually, we'll give it to Sherfield and try him. 11 on a flat. Incomplete. Try and try Sherfield for the first time tonight. We are not in Jason Sanders' field goal range here, but with there being not really enough time, we'll do it. 4th and 8. 4th and 4. I'm going to go for it. Why not? 4th and 4. 10 on a short. And the Dolphins get it. 1st down. And they'll have to take their final timeout too. Tyreek Hill for 12 yards. Very nice. Like I said, the Dolphins take their final timeout so they can kick this field goal here. So it'll be a 47-yarder from Jason Sanders. He's missed an extra point. Let's hope he doesn't miss this one. Kick is up, and it won't be happening because timeout Houston. Let's ice the kicker. I mean, they didn't even use any timeout, so why not? All right, try this again. 2 through 10, he's good. Yep, he is good, all right. And that's how the half ends, with a Jason Sanders redemption field goal. We'll take it, so Dolphins managed to get some points before the half, and it will be a 21-16 Houston lead, as they will get the ball to start the second half here. There we go. I've had to fix that a little bit. All right. 21-16 Houston leads, and it's been a story of turnovers, essentially, is how we got here. So take a look at the first half stats here. Davis Mills, actually both quarterbacks are doing pretty good so far, I'd say. Davis Mills, 16 for 21. 145, 3 TDs, a pick that led to a score, but you know what? It happens. Damian Pierce, 12 for 46. He's put 2 on the ground and lost 1 of them. That's another theme going on. Look at Jordan Akins go. My goodness, this man is having a day with 3 TD catches. The Dolphins can't stop him. He is just running over them like crazy. Brandon Cooks is 4 for 31, too. Look at Houston go on the turnover department here. 3 fumbles and all of them recovered. 2 of them by Lopez. And then we had that hilarious offensive fumble. Because the defense had a fumble, and then Davis Mills said, no, we're not doing this. And then he just forced a fumble somehow. So Jordan Atkins basically has 3 touchdown catches and a fumble recovery. My man, you are having one hell of a game. I'll give you that one. On the Dolphins end, Tua's doing good too. 13 for 16, 149. He has not thrown any touchdowns, but that's because they've needed Raheem Mostert has punched him in. But look at this. He has as many touchdowns as lost fumbles. That's not good. That's not good at all. Tyreek Hill is 7 for 78. He's doing good, but man, oh man. It's not exactly a good game. And then Jason Sanders missed an extra point. Hopefully that doesn't come back to haunt them. For Miami, Xavier Howard had the pick that led to the first score. And then we had fumbles from Brad Chubb and Davis. With Sealer, who picked it up, ran it back, and then just coughed it up himself. Because why not? So, it's been that kind of half, ladies and gentlemen. So, yeah, there's been a lot of shenanigans breaking out. So, here's hoping the second half isn't just as chaotic, because that's how the way we like it around here. No, I'm just kidding. Could use a little bit of a proper game, but you know what? It is what it is, so... So I mentioned the Texans get the ball to start the second half. I'll let you know if we'll figure out if they do anything with it. But they have a 5-point lead going into the second half. So let's see if they can keep it or if the Dolphins can come back and win this game. So, all right. Meanwhile, it's a new set of downs. 1st and 10 here. Dolphins will see this. That run's only going to get 1 if it holds. It won't because they were offside, so it's now a 2nd and 5 as a result. Texans are going to take a shot downfield. They'll do it. The Dolphins see this? No. All right, 1st and 10. This gets missed. 10 and a long. To the receiver, to Nico Collins. It's got a chance. And it goes for 26. 1st and 10 down. There you go. Nice play call as Davis Mills hits Nico Collins for 26. And we've got ourselves a 1st and goal to go from the 6. Very nice play calling here. Chris Moore, he'll stay for right now. Anyways, 1st and 10. Well, 1st and goal to go from the 6 after that big pass play. No! 4-yard gain for Pierce, but he's very close. All right, O.J. Howard's in the game, and we've got a 2nd and 2. Dolphins will miss this. Well, actually, they're going to see it coming, believe it or not. 9 on a flat. To the receiver, but this time it's going to O.J. Howard. No, incomplete. Thought they might throw him off this time, and it didn't work. All right, 3rd down. Dolphins are going to play the pass and miss this. And 4 and a line buck means he should have it. Yes, he does. Touchdown. This time it's Dameon Pierce getting it. Walking in basically untouched as he scores his 1st touchdown of the game. Houston at Fairbairn adds the extra point, and the Texans score on their opening drive of the half. Some nice pass plays out to Nico Collins, and it results in a 2-yard TD run to Dameon Pierce. And the Texans increased their lead to 28-16. This last year all over again. My goodness, Houston. You are just coming out on fire here, even though you are out on the road. So, very nice drive. Dolphins, you need to get your act together, or this could end very ugly, just like last year. Remember, it was 41-20 So we're getting there. We're getting there. Oof. I guess a 3rd down and 10 is now incoming. Okay. Ten on a short. And Tua gets sacked again. Ah, nice. 6-yard loss. And it's another fumble. And the Texans get at the strip sack. This time it worked. And it's Kirksley again, if I'm not mistaken. Yeah, who recovers it, though? We'll address the return element of this in a minute. Jerry Hughes gets it. Wonder if he does anything with it. No, he just plops on it. Okay, they learned from last time. So Tua puts the ball. Now it's Tua's turn to put the ball on the ground. Not once, but twice. Also very costly strip sacks, and it's the second one that gets him. Oh, and they were just about ready to score, and Houston's defense responds. They get 2 strip sacks, and they finally get the second one. Nice. I mean, not nice if you're Miami, but nice if you're Houston. Ugh, I hate to see that. I really hate to see that. I also think that's exactly what we would do, because why not? All right, so Houston has the ball back with 3:15 left in this quarter. Granted, it's at their own 31, but they at least stopped the Dolphins from doing anything. Might as well, right? I mean, yeah, seriously. 2nd down, surprisingly, Miami thinks pass. Oof. And that means Burkhead. Oh, wrong one. Well, he's still going to get 9. Okay. So Burkhead runs for 9. That's going to lead to a 3rd and 1 that also gets missed. Uh-oh. Well, there's also that. 2 for 4 or 11 or 12. And there's your 11, and it's a fumble! Dolphins get it! Oh, so now it's Burkhead's turn to put the ball on the turf. Oh, you've got to be freaking kidding me. And the Dolphins got a shot at a return. They will have it. That's not a touchdown, but they will have it at the Texan 44. Oh, dang it. Well, that's one way to come back, I guess. Oh, man. Christian Wilkins forces the fumble. Raekwon Davis, well, tries to return it, but doesn't work out. But you know what? So be it. So there we go. Miami gets a turnover they desperately needed there. And they will have it at Houston's 44. Okay. See, told you if Miami gets a turnover, they're right back in this, and here we are. So we'll see if they can do something with it. Anything, really, but well, I guess Miami just did. They did get some help just now in a personal foul penalty, but other than that, they've been moving the ball quite well. So 1st and goal right from the 9. And that should be a touchdown. It is. Short gain. I'm not rolling that because Waddle's getting his 9. All right. There you go. See, I told you Miami should cash in on that. And that's all they had to do. Very, 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 very nice. You know what? Going for the 2-point conversion makes no sense, actually. So extra point it is. Okay, and that's good. Because I was looking at the score, and I'm like, yeah, we don't need to go for the extra point there. 2-point conversion just yet. So there you go. Miami chops the lead down to 5. They get a turnover on a Rex Burkhead fumble and cash it in for a 9-yard TD pass from Tua to Waddle. And Miami is back in this game, 28-23 with 12:15 to go. Plenty of time to take the lead and all that. So, yeah, game is far from over. It could still go either way here. But We'll see what happens as Houston gets the ball back here. So, another costly turnover, another touchdown. What else is new? That's been the story of this game, just turnovers and by both teams, honestly. So, apparently at this point, the name of the game is just not to turn the ball over. Makes sense to me. Oh boy! All right, second down. Well, this is going to Pierce, but it's just not. They missed this too, by the way. 4 on a flat. 2 or a 12, this is a problem. And it is! It's picked off! Oh no! What's the return? This could be a touchdown even. No, okay, it's not a touchdown or a fumble. It's a 13-yard gain. But wait. Never mind! It counts! It counts! Oh God, this is shades of last season. If you recall, this is exactly how the Dolphins lost in the end because of a horrible pick six that Tua threw. Now it's Davis Mills' turn. So he tries to look for Dameon Pierce and instead finds the defensive right linebacker making a play. That would be... Hold on. We're going to say Bradley Chubb gets an interception. That's a new one for him. Yeah, they have 2 right linebackers, so I had to kind of roll that one. But still, Chubb with a rare interception as he drops back out of nowhere and then completely fools Davis Mills for the interception. Oh, man, that hurt. That really freaking hurt. And the Dolphins have it at the Houston 29. Oh, boy. Miami with a shot to take the lead now if they can get the score. Touchdown, at least. All right, 1st and 10. We'll just stick with it because it's close. All right. 7, and Jeff Wilson, who's in there, getting 3 to start us off. Okay. 2nd down here and 7. 4 on a flat. Uh-oh. Now it's Houston's turn. 2 or a 12 again. Oh, it's Houston's turn to get a pick, and they do. Oh, no. It's Tua's turn to throw an interception. Okay, that's not a touchdown. That's the same return as last time. It is. Oh, you have got to be kidding me. Tua comes back and throws an interception of his own. Oh, you have got to be kidding me. He was looking for Durham Smythe for the first time today. He is out, so that means Eric Murray, who was in the game as a backup, gets that one. Oh, that sucked. And sure enough, the Dolphins give the ball right back. I said this was a battle of turnovers, and by God, that's what we're getting. So just when the Dolphins' defense is able to give their offense a golden opportunity to take the lead, Tua says, nope, and just turns into Tura to turn the ball over. Dang it. Sorry, you can tell I'm so used to this. Oh, boy. All right, wait for Tua turn the ball over to show up and ruin everything. So Houston gets it right back at their own 34, albeit, but still, that was not great. Not great. Oh, boy. All right. Well, we'll see what happens now. I didn't want this game to imitate real life. All right, we picked the game back up with a 4th and 12, so that means field goal attempt is coming up. It'll be Kym Fairbairn from 42. Kick is up, and it is good. All right. That was actually worth it because now the Dolphins need a 2-point conversion if they want any chance to tie this up. So Houston extends their lead from 5 to 8. Fairbairn connects on a 42-yard field goal, and Dolphins have 4:15 to try and tie this game up here. They really need a touchdown and a 2-point conversion to stay in it at the bare minimum here. So we'll see if they can do it or not. Oh God, I'm having issues on my end. All right, there we go. So 4:15 remaining, 31-23. Houston leads Miami. Okay, I think I know what I want to do. All right, 1st and 10. Let's check the run. 10 on a flat. That's going for 11 in the first, as Houston guesses wrong. That's going to Tyreek Hill. He's now got a 100-yard gain. 1st and 10. This gets missed. 8 on an end run. It's going for just a yard. Oof. 2nd and 9. That didn't work the way I thought it would. All right. Uh-oh. 2 or a 3. No, it's an incompletion to Gesicki. All right, 3rd and 9. And 1st down. It's 11 yards to Tyreek Hill. Okay. All right, 1st and 10 from the 41. Houston does not get out of their pass defense, and I think that's how they're going to stick around. To Waddle, who gets 6. Okay, folks, 2-minute warning. Dolphins need 53 yards to have a chance to tie this game. They've got 2 minutes and all their timeouts here. It is 2nd and 4. Houston will just lie back in their pass defense and let it fly. And, well, speaking of which, Hill just flew for 12 yards in the 1st down. So he's at the Houston 31. Nobody really using their timeouts just yet. I'm sure they will. All right, 1st down and 10. From the Houston 41, Miami will take a shot. Oh, that's going to cause a problem. Oh, speaking of which, to the receiver to Tyreek. He gets 27. All the way down to the 14 of Houston. Nice. That worked. Excellent play from Tyreek Hill, dialing it up. Unfortunately for the Houston Texans, it gets worse because now we have an injury roll. So the clock stops because of that. 11. Oh, that's going to hurt for whoever this is. Their free safety is going down for 5+. Ugh, that sucks. So Jalen Petrie. So the Texans are down both their safeties. Oh, that's wonderful. So Petrie is down for at least 5 games. But dang, that sucks. And on top of that, it stopped the clock too. So it's 1st and 10 from the 14 of the Texans. They do not see this off-tackle run. So they're just going to sit back and pass defense, I guess. 2-yard gain for Mostert. So those runs did not do what they were intended to do. It's now a 2nd and 8 here. Yeah, that was to the halfback. All right. 2nd and 8. 5 on a flat, and Sherfield is going 5 as he goes out of bounds at the 7. All right, it's 3rd and 3. see what we got here. 3 and a flat. Uh-oh, I bet you that's a touchdown, and it is! Touchdown! Would have given up 27 yards, but Gesicki just only needs to go 7. Very nice. Dolphins get one of the scores they need. That is the good news. Hold on a minute. The bad news, and you can see it on here, is we got to go for 2. All right, Dolphins have to go to 2 to tie this. Otherwise, forget it. All right, what are we doing here for this 2-point conversion? We need 3 yards. We need 3 yards. We'll do that. Houston sits in pass defense, and here we go. 2-point conversion to tie it. 10 and a flat. No! Incomplete. They were looking for Tyreek Hill, and it doesn't work. Oh, that sucks. That really, really sucks, because now the Dolphins are still behind by 2. Oh, man. All right, we got a decision to make here. We have all 3 timeouts, even though it's not... Oh, okay, my one of my pieces decided to fly away. That's nice. That's what it should read. I know that's the wrong color, but we'll deal with it for right now. Do I go for 2, or do I... No, onside kick, excuse me, or do I not? Or do I trust my defense on this? It really doesn't matter here. We'll do it. Well... It's 2 free 11 or 12 on onside kicks, mind you. You know, if I didn't have all my timeouts, I would do this. I'm going to trust my defense. All right, Dolphin defense, you're getting trusted here. Hopefully that's not words I want to utter and regret. But here we go. All right. Let's see. Houston from the 1-yard line and their number 2 back. Don't roll a fumble. Okay, they didn't roll a fumble. I know it's basically 11. That would have been a problem. Traymon Smith does get 20. So there, I guess, is that. And there's a minute left. That was kind of close to being a disaster, too. Like, if it was an 11, that would have been basically a problem. A huge problem. But nope, it's fine. They're going 2 tight ends and Dameon Pierce, so you kind of know what's coming now. 1st and 10. There's going to be a parade of timeouts, basically, coming from Miami. 4 on a linebacker. Oh, no game. Okay, that works if you're Miami. And there's timeout number 1, by the way. Pierce gets nothing. Do it again. 2nd and 10. 6. This off tackle is going in reverse. It's a 2-yard loss. Oh, that was not supposed to happen. Oh, dear. Timeout Dolphins, and it's a 3rd and 12, and if you're Houston, you've got a decision to make. I could run it, force that 3rd timeout to come out, but then... Screw it. We'll try it. We're going to try for the game here. 3rd and 12. Miami is going to play pass just so this doesn't end up... causing issues, and sure enough, they guessed correctly. All right, 3rd and 12. Houston gets it. Game over, by the way. And 8 on a short. Davis Mills is running it. Uh-oh. Oh, God, this is bad. Okay, it's an 11 that would have been awful. Mills actually loses 2 yards. If he had rolled an 11, that would have been a fumble. Do the Dolphins take a timeout? They're going to have to. Oh, they're out of timeouts now. That actually was not good. An 11 would have been a fumble, by the way. But nope, it's a 2-yard loss for Mills, who I guess couldn't find anybody and just said screw it and slid down. Good play from him, I guess. All right, well, there's no sense in trying to convert a 4th and 14 this deep, so whatever. Oh, nice! That's what you want to see, 67-yard punt. That was the best case scenario. Okay, 67. To the 16. Returned for a gain of... a fair catch. Oh, the Gunners got down there so fast that Miami had to call for a fair catch. Okay, this is now complicated. I have no timeouts in 30 seconds. So realistically, I can just I gotta take long shots. Yep, that's basically how this is gonna work. I'm gonna have to throw long passes and hope one of them gets caught. Okay, oh, that's right. Sherfield's injured. Wilson's injured, excuse me. All right. All right. Well, I think it's obvious what Houston is doing, but Miami, they got to throw long passes and hope for the best. 1st and 10. Sanders' field goal range is to 38, so they need to get to at least there, but we'll see. 10 on the long. To the receiver to Tyreek Hill, but there's a penalty lurking. And it's a long gain! Oh my god! Wait, what's the penalty? Hold on. No! No! It was a 41-yard gain. And I say was because a holding penalty wiped it out. Half the distance to the goal. Oh, you've got to be kidding me. They had it. They had it, and then a holding penalty wiped it out. Oh, sat 1st and 18. 5 on a long. Incomplete. Now they've got no choice but to chuck long passes deep and hope one of them hits. Waddle can't get it. 2nd down. 7 on a long. This might end the game. If it's a safety, it will. And... oh dear. Well, the good news is it doesn't end the game. Bad news, they're at the 1. Oh, God. Jerry Hughes gets the sack of that one, and this is basically it. All right, they basically need a miracle at this point. Last play of the game. And sure enough, wait a minute. Never mind, it's not a safety, but it's an incompletion. Game over. An 8 would have gotten them a shot at it. If the D hadn't been rolled, that would have been a safety, but nope. Said it's an incompletion to Waddle, and that's the way the game ends, with a FUD. Houston, you do not have a problem because you survived. Once again, Houston gets the better of Miami. Dang it. And that turns out that missed extra point from earlier in the game. Remember that? That did come back to haunt us after all. That goes through. We didn't need to go for 2. And then we could have just tied the game or win it. Nope. Instead, we have to go for 2. Miami fails. Defense does its job, but then offense fails. Because holding penalties, and yeah, that's exactly how I feel. 31-29. Oh, dang it. That's not how this was supposed to go. All right, you know what? Whatever. Houston, you win again. So congratulations. Houston goes off to 6-4. They keep their AFC South lead as far as I know. I forgot who Tennessee plays. Dolphins are the same record. We'll see what Buffalo does. Looking at some stats, and this was a turnover fest. Davis Mills was 28 for 39, 276, 3 TDs, but he threw 2 picks. Pierce and Burke had each lost a fumble, but Pierce did run in for a touchdown, though, so there's that. And Jordan Atkins just went like a maniac. 6 for 69, 3 TDs. That is an exceptionally nice game, if I do say so myself. Nico Collins ended up waking up in the second half for 6 for 81. Brandon Cooks was 5 for 56. Chris Moore, 5 for 55. And look at Houston's defense doing work, just like in our timeline. Hughes and Kirksey with 2 sacks. They forced 5 fumbles, recovered 4 of them. Their backup safety even got a pick. And they didn't even have their two main safeties for a good portion of this game. So kudos to Houston's defense, but it was just messy turnovers. Miami, yikes. Tua ends up going 28 for 42. He throws for 2 TDs. But, of course, Tua turned the ball over, made appearances when they shouldn't have been made, throws a pick, then loses a fumble that ends up being the difference, part of it. Raheem Mostert also lost 2 fumbles, but scored twice, because why not? Mike Gesicki and Jalen Waddle both caught TDs. Tyreek Hill had 13 for 157, but that all goes for naught. The Dolphins' defense also did things too. They forced 3 fumbles, got 2 sacks, recovered 2 of them, and they intercepted 2 passes. But, I don't want to blame it on any one specific person, but I feel like this is the reason why Houston won. I don't know. I just have a funny feeling this probably is why Houston won, because if that extra point does not get missed, we don't have to go for 2 at the end. I could just kick an extra point, and that would have tied the game, and we would have gone to overtime, and it's anyone's guess as to what happens there, but my goodness. Yeah, just a combination of that and Tua turned the ball over, just making a cameo appearance that nobody asked for except Houston fans. And okay, by nobody, I mean just me, but you get the idea. I mean, what can I say? What the heck can I say? Like I said, that could have gone to the Dolphins either way, but they played themselves. Just, too many unfortunate penalties, too many appearances from Tua turned the ball over, and Jason Sanders' missed extra point just pretty much ruined that one. So, congratulations, Houston. You survived. So, I guess sometimes that's how it works. So, very close game. Almost had our first overtime game, but nope, didn't work out. So, Houston and Miami are both 6-4, but for a completely opposite reason. So, there you go. So, that's going to do it for this week. Houston wins the rematch, and who knows? Maybe these two teams see each other in the postseason, and we have some kind of result. In my mind, hopefully flipped, but in reality, maybe it's the same thing. I don't know. At least it was closer this time. So, anyways, that's going to do it from me. Thank you so much for watching. Don't forget to hit the usual buttons, and I will see you on the next one. Peace out, y'all. Now, if you excuse me, I'm going to go cry. I've really got to stop scheduling these games. Oh, my God. Peace out, y'all.